Are y'all tired of eating the same old boring dry turkey for Thanksgiving? Well, let me show you how to make something amazing. It's your boy Cole. I'm about to show you how to make the best ever smoked turkey wings you ever had in your life, fam. Don't go nowhere. Here's everything you need to know. First and foremost, fam, you're gonna need some smoked turkey wings in order to make some oven-baked smoked turkey wings, you dig? All right, so this is the main ingredient. Now you can either use the flats or you can use the drumettes. The choice is yours, but I prefer flats for my recipes. They cook faster and I like the flavor a little bit better, right? So we're gonna be using these flats today for our recipe, but don't worry. We're not gonna let these drumettes go to waste, all right? These legs gonna go to good use, and I'm gonna show you how to use them in a second. First, let's get to these wings, all right? Next thing you're gonna need is 2 sticks of softened butter. Preferably, just leave your butter out overnight, room temperature, and that way it should soften to the way you need it to be, all right? Because if you try to do this straight out the refrigerator, it's gonna be you have a hard time, fam, all right? So trust me, you wanna use softened butter, not melted, just soft. Next, you're gonna need sheets of aluminum foil, all right? I'd say get it however many wings you need. You can use at least 1 sheet if you have the H-E-B Texas Tough aluminum foil, but if not, you might want to use 2 sheets of aluminum foil for each wing. So make sure you got your aluminum foil because you're going to need this in a second. And here's the 9 seasonings you're going to be using for this recipe. A mixture of salt and pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, Cajun seasoning, Greek seasoning, Creole seasoning, smoked paprika, and just a little dab of the accent. Ain't never hurt nobody. First thing you're going to need, combination of salt and pepper, about 2 tablespoons each. 2 tablespoons of Creole seasoning, 2 tablespoons of Greek seasoning, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons smoked paprika. This is a secret ingredient right here. H-E-B's Texas Cajun seasoning, all right? Any Cajun seasoning work, but I like H-E-B products personally. So you definitely want to, if you have access to an H-E-B near you, you definitely want to go pick this up because this is a good seasoning. All right, so this is what I'm putting in this recipe, but you can use any Cajun seasoning you want. All right, just gonna dump it in right there. And then we're gonna do a pinch of accent because, hey, that ain't never hurt nobody, did it? All right, now we're gonna mix up our softened butter with these seasonings. All right, so what you wanna do is you wanna take this butter right here and you wanna just see a little bit of that. You wanna massage it all over this wing like this. Yeah, just like that. You want to make sure you get all them creases too. Now, just a little bit of advice, because I like to make sure I have enough butter. If you don't have that many wings, you really could just half this recipe in terms of how much butter and seasons. You really could just half it. But I like to be safe, better than sorry. I don't want to make more butter midway. Realize I don't have enough, so I always just make this amount. But you really could have half it if you know you don't have a lot of wings. But yeah, make sure you get just reel up in there. Okay, let's get a little bit more. You want it to be saturated. All right, once you got your wing nice and buttered up, just take your aluminum foil. Make sure you don't want it to bust, okay? Squeeze. Try to get as much air out of it as you can. You're gonna put it in either a baking tray or a sheet like this. You're gonna rinse and repeat with each subsequent wings. I almost forgot to tell y'all, when y'all buy these smoked turkey wings, a lot of time they come with these tips, right? Y'all might be tempted to throw them away, like, oh, there's the tips, ain't no meat on them. Hey, don't do that, fam, trust me. It's a lot of meat, a lot of flavor in these tips, so you definitely don't want to throw them away. Just put them in here with flats, and you're gonna have a good, tasty mouthful on the other side, trust me. You can either use them how I'm about to do these drums, and you can boil them with a broth, or put them with your flats right here, and just have them cook together. And then at the end, you're gonna have something real tasty on your hands, fam, trust me, all right? Don't throw these away. All right, fam. Once you got them all wrapped up like this, you're good to go. For the wings that you wrap with the tips, you definitely want to double wrap those. Even if you're using the heavy duty Texas Tough aluminum foil like I'm using, which is extremely durable, you definitely want to make sure that you double wrap the ones with the tips because you don't want these things puncturing and leaking, because when it's cooking, you want all that flavor to be trapped in there because that's going to make it extra juicy and extra flavor. Please make sure you wrap these things really tight and secure and make sure that there are no punctures and no holes, all right? Before we move on to the next step, if you have any leftover butter, please do not throw that stuff away, fam. You can can always use that again for another recipe. Or you can use it if you want to make these wings again and you don't want to have to mix the butter again. You can just go in the refrigerator, get your butter, let it soften, and use it all over again. So if you have any left over, please don't throw it away. You're throwing away money. Now we can move on to the next step, putting it in the oven. All right, so what you want to do is put these things in here at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you want to leave them in there for about, if you're using the wings, you want to cook it at about 2.5 to 3 hours. If you're using the drumsticks, you want to do it to about 3 or 4 hours, especially if they're the larger drums. So it all depends on the size. So if the smaller wings, 2.5 hours to 3 hours, larger pieces, 3 to 4 hours. All right, let's go ahead and close this up. So now that you have your nice smoked turkey wings in the oven, remember I told you about the turkey legs? We're not letting them go to waste. Now here's a nice little tip we're gonna use these for. We're gonna take these legs and we're gonna put them in some boiling water, all right? Like this right here. All right. Now the reason we're doing this is because we're gonna create a broth. This is gonna be some turkey broth. A lot of times turkey broth is seasonal, so you can't just go to the grocery store and get it any time of the year. Normally the only time you can get it is around Thanksgiving, like November, Thanksgiving time frame, even Christmas sometime too. But if you want to have this throughout the year, you can always make your own. And trust me, this right here is gonna be way more flavorful than any one you can buy in the store. And make sure just boil the water, all right? Don't add no salt because the turkey meat already has enough salt in it because it's smoked, all right? Do not add salt to this water. It's gonna be way too salty, all right? So we're gonna let this thing cook down for about 2.5 hours as well, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check on it. All right, so after about 2.5 hours, your turkey legs should look like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just take these things on out of this broth. It's gonna be a little tricky because they fall on the bone at this point. All right. And you wanna strain any excess. Look at that, falling apart. That's what you want to see. All right. And what we left with right here is a nice, strong turkey broth. Now that you got your nice, beautiful turkey broth, this is what I like to do. You want to get yourself 2 mason jars, right? About 8 pints, all right? So you want 8-pint mason jars. It's a lot easier for me to pour the broth into a bowl that I can bend, because pouring it from this pot, it gets a little tricky and it kind of spills or whatever. So unless you have like a funnel or something, this is what I like to do. I'm just gonna go ahead and pour this in this bowl, and then from the bowl, I'm gonna pour it into these mason jars. You see how that steam coming? That means it's hot, hot, hot. So you gotta be fast because you don't want it to melt this bowl. And the key to pouring this thing like this, when you pour it piping hot like this, it will actually sterilize the mason jar as long as you seal it in time, so that no impurities can get in there. That way you don't have to refrigerate it. Me on the other hand, just to be on the safe side, I always like to refrigerate just in case something was done wrong. But here you go. This broth is really concentrated, all right? You can use this broth for cooking rice or different dishes like that. If you find out that it's concentrated like this and it's too salty, what you want to do is you want to dilute it at least halfway with some water, all right? So however much this is, you just want to add the same amount just of water, and you can adjust from there. That way you can have more control over how much the salt content or the salt level of your food. This right here is perfect for Christmas, Thanksgiving. You can use this for a lot of different dishes, man, I'm telling you. But hey, remember those legs? We ain't done with them legs yet, so I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with them legs, and then we're gonna check on the wings in the oven, all right? So for these right here, you just wanna break them up. Break all this meat up, right? You wanna take it off the bone, just like this. You see how it's falling off? Hey, you basically just taking all the meat off the bone, shredding it up, all right? Because this meat is good meat. You don't want it to go to waste. Just because you use the broth, you can add, like I said, add this to a rice dish. You can add it to different dishes, that require protein. It has a number of different applications you can use with this, all right? Or, if you don't want to use it right now, hey, just put it in a container and put it in the freezer or the refrigerator and just use it later. All right, it's been about 2.5 hours. Let's go ahead and take these bad boys out of the oven and see what we're working with. All right, fam, this is the moment of truth. We got a nice, beautiful oven-baked smoked wings. Let's go ahead, open these things up and see what they're looking like, okay? It's hot.
Wow.
Alright, man. Yeah, look at that. Ooh. Just gonna tear up into this thing. That is what you want. Just fall apart. I'm telling you, you serve this for Thanksgiving, you're gonna have everybody wanting you to come every year and make this dish. I'm telling you, look at that. That is just delicious. Look at that, fam. Look at that. I'm talking about glorious. glorious, you heard me? Let me go ahead and get all these things out of aluminum foil, and then we're gonna plate, and then I'm gonna try it, let y'all know what it's hitting on. Alright everybody, it's the moment of truth. I'm about to go ahead and dig into this thing, let y'all know what it's working with. And if you notice, you know, this dish is accompanied by this rice. And like I was showing y'all earlier, that broth, if you cook some rice in that broth, man, it's gonna be the best rice you ever had, you feel me? Let's go ahead and taste this bird. I'm just gonna get gangster with it. Man, that's ridiculously good. And don't forget, I told you about these tips right here. Let me go to waste. That's some good bird right there. Flavor is amazing, but just from tasting this, when it comes to the seasons, you want to put just a little bit less, right? So instead of being 2 tablespoons of everything, maybe a tablespoon and a half or a tablespoon. Fam, I'm telling you, this is finger looking good. Taste this rice. Like I said, this rice and this turkey. This is actually turkey right here. This is actually what we boiled for the broth. So this is a whole different preparation. So let's taste. Fam, it don't make no sense, man. You make this for Thanksgiving, they're gonna be calling you back every single year. Hey, can you make some turkey wings you made last week? Hey, can you make that Dallas rice y'all made? Man, that thing was good, man. Can you bring that thing over? Tell me, they're gonna be calling you for all the chicken Thanksgiving dinners. I'm not gonna hold you up no longer than I already have. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to get a goal of about 25 likes on this video, so if you can please, you know, get this video to get 25 likes. Hey man, I really appreciate y'all. That'll go a long way, just, you know, hitting the like button, man. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to comment, all right? Made it this far, you're my people. You're rocking for your boy, and I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for more content. I'm gonna have more cooking videos. Stay tuned, man. And I'm gonna give y'all some good content, man. Get some good recipes for you to share with you and your family. That's all I got for today. Love y'all. Peace.